She was an embarrassment. Here's a little sampling of her.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement relating to this kind of conduct?
Senator, I was falsely accused in October of 2017. It was fully investigated, and I was completely cleared.
I don't think completely cleared is accurate. Will you resign as Secretary of Defense if you drink on the job, which is a 24/7 position?
I've made this commitment on behalf of the men and women I'm serving.
Will you resign as Secretary of Defense
I've made this commitment on behalf of the men and women I'm serving.
I'm not
because it's the most important deployment of my life.
I'm not hearing an answer to my question, so I'm going to move on.
Would you
carry out an order to shoot
protesters
protesters in the legs?
I saw 50 Secret Service agents get injured by rioters trying to jump over the fence, set the church on fire, and destroy
You know
a
what?
statue.
That sounds to me that you will
Chaos.
comply with such an order. You will shoot protesters in the leg.
Wait, there's more. She pressed him on Greenland too. She has us invading Greenland in SOD 18.
Would you use our military to take over Greenland or an ally of Denmark?
Senator, one of the things that President Trump is so good at is never strategically tipping his hand. And so I would never in this public forum give one way or another direct what orders the president would give me in any context.
That sounds to me that you would contemplate carrying out such an order to basically invade Greenland and take over the Panama Canal.
How about a trade, Megyn? How about, listen, I love Hawaii. It is one of my absolute favorite places on earth. I'm beginning to think we might have made a mistake in 1959. So what if it's just a fair trade to Denmark? Denmark gets Hawaii, they get Mazie Hirono, and we get Greenland.
It's easy. So she was terrible. She was just she thought she was scoring points. You know, you could kind of feel that she was like, yeah, I got him again. Meanwhile, the rest of us are laughing at her. Everybody in the gallery was laughing at her. So that was Mazie. But I mean, honestly, I don't want to choose like the worst woman, but Kirsten Gillibrand she was
the worst.
Like hysterical. First of all, she looks like she's aged 30 years in the past 4. Like I looked around and she looked like a woman in her mid 40s the last time I looked at her. And then from afar, I was like, she looks like an elderly woman over there. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to attack her personally. I'm just saying, like, I think the job has been a lot for her. And it's also backed up by her hysterics. Like, people's feelings are hurt. Here's a sample.
We have hundreds of women who are currently in the infantry, lethal members of our military serving in the infantry, but you degrade them. You say, we need moms, but not in the military, especially in combat units. So please explain these types of statements because they're brutal and they're mean.
And I would point out, I have never disparaged women serving in the military. I respect every single female service member that has put on the uniform, past and present. My critiques, Senator, recently and in the past, and from personal experience, have been instances where I've seen standards lowered.
So you cannot denigrate women in general, and your statements do that. We don't want women in the military, especially in combat. What a terrible statement. Everything you've said in these public statements is politics. I don't want women. I don't want moms. What's wrong with a mom, by the way? Once you have babies, you therefore are no longer able to be lethal? Because I don't want you thinking, can't serve if you're a mom, can't serve if you're LGBTQ, and then last, can't serve if you're a leftist.
Michael, thoughts?
Yeah. I think that Kirsten Gillibrand began her line of questioning trying to persuade people that women do belong in combat. And I think by the end of it, she had people wondering if women belong in the United States Senate. That was really awful. I think we need Senator Megyn Kelly to go restore the reputation of women in the deliberative body. She did not persuade anybody of anything.
No, I don't know why. On this show, sometimes I have a temper, I'll get out, whatever. If I were in the Senate, trust me, I would be composed and I would be able to make my points without getting hysterical. Yeah, I wrote it down in my notes. It was like one of the few notes I took. At one point, she says, your comments are so hurtful. They're so hurtful.
They're so mean.
To whom? To the war fighters? So you're saying the female war fighters feelings are hurt? Do you see how you're undermining your own point, madam? Like, are they war fighters who can go in there and take, bullets?
This line of
or
attack,
are they like weepy little schoolgirls who Pete, hurt their feelings and they need a public apology? Go ahead.
Even to raise this point of women who are in the military, who are mothers, that maybe it's not the best idea to go send our mothers out there to go catch bullets from jihadis. Maybe there's something a little weird about that. It's so disingenuous, the objections that she's making, because when it comes to all of these questions, until very, very recently, we didn't have women in combat. Everyone agreed. Republicans, Democrats, independents, women should not be in combat catching bullets from terrorists. Until very, very recently, we all agreed men who think that they're women don't belong in the military. They belong in counseling because there's something that's gone wrong in their heads. Until very, very recently, we all agreed that DEI and all other forms of political correctness and methods of promotion that are not based on lethality and merit have no place in the military. Everyone agreed with that until the Obama administration, basically. And so to suggest now that to want to rewind the clock back to those long ago days of 2013 or something, that is
right.
somehow regressive and beyond the pale. It's just absurd. I mean, this is the kind of radicalism that the American people rejected at the ballot box in November. And I don't think the mood has changed between that time and Kirsten Gillibrand's shrill line of questioning.
I loved how Senator Wicker was the chair and he did a great job. He's like, no, you're not getting a second round of questioning. We're going to run this the same way we ran the last two when the Dems were in charge. And then you've got the ranking member, Jack Reed, who was making all sorts of points. But here's what I love about it. He had all sorts of points he was trying to score against Pete, but this is how he would do it. Well, I would like the record to reflect that I want to say the following terrible things about Pete. He got so far away from the microphone every time he spoke. You couldn't hear him at all. His staff put him a note in front of him saying, get in front of the microphone. You can't hear you. He listened to it one time, and for the rest of the time, he was like, and another thing about Pete Hegseth.
Good. It was better for them. It was better for the Democrats that people not hear their ridiculous arguments.
Are you ready to make better sleep your New Year's resolution? Let me tell you about Cozy Earth. Their sheets made with 100% premium viscose from bamboo are incredibly soft, breathable, and get even softer with every wash. Good sleep is essential to your routine, gives you the energy to tackle your day and feel your best. Cozy Earth also prioritizes quality and care with a 100-night sleep trial. You try their sheets out for up to 100 nights, and if you do not love them, they let you return them for a full refund. Who else does that? And for cozy nights and relaxed mornings, their bamboo pajama set is another must-have. It's soft, breathable, and sleeps cooler than cotton, keeping you perfectly comfortable. A better year starts with better sleep. Wrap yourself in Cozy Earth. Visit cozyearth.com/Megyn. Use my exclusive code Megyn, MEGYN, for up to 40% off your order. That's cozyearth.com/Megyn. And if you get a post-purchase survey, tell them you heard about Cozy Earth from the Megyn Kelly Show. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.